That was not Phil Collins.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sleeper Hold, where there are no disqualifications on the topics that balls count anywhere. Of course, my name is the Analyst Harbor Leach, joined by my far left, the Couganator, and just to my left, the Insider, Viking Experience Sidler.
Oh, so we're just going to add in the Viking experience.
Maybe I should change your name to Roe Sidler.
Row.
Lucky former PWA security guy Eric Rowe is, he's freaking out right now.
Yeah, that is kind of awesome. Yeah.
Anyway.
But he spells his differently.
Yeah, true. And he's not with Sarah Logan. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get right on into the show. We had WWE this week. We had the Superstar shakeup. And I'm not going to go over all the people that were moved from each brand during the Superstar shakeup. I'm going to go over the big ones.
Some went to Raw, some went to SmackDown, some came up from NXT.
And a couple came up from 205 Live.
Oh, yeah.
Seems that the Cruiserweight division's optional now, it seems like.
Apparently we ain't abiding by the rules.
I mean, we should have known that from the beginning. Finn Balor's 195 and has never been in the Cruiserweight division.
Right, even though he would make it awesome. And now in New Japan, he was considered a junior heavyweight.
Well, yeah, but that's different. They actually stick with their rules. Anyway, so...
And I will just skip that and go to the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
And even on the Intercontinental title, it says Intercontinental Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. So, either way, there's no getting away from the term heavyweight. Either way.
Indeed.
On Raw, we had stuff happen. We started off Shane McMahon calling himself the best in the world. Then we had our first
CM Punk chant.
Our first CM Punk chant of the week, yeah. And we had our first shake-up as The Miz came from SmackDown to Raw. And it seemed like it was just to beat up Shane.
Yeah. You figured, though, if he wanted to continuously beat up on The Miz, he would have just left him on SmackDown.
I don't know. It's weird to see how the Superstar shake-up works now. Because there used to be a commissioner and a general manager that could get together and determine who they wanted. Now the entire McMahon family is in charge of both shows, so how do you determine who goes where?
The world may never know.
I don't think the world will ever know.
It's one of those great mysteries, like how many licks does it take to get into the Tootsie Roll center of the Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Alright, so we had, let's see, The Miz came to Raw. We had the Viking Experience.
Eric Rowe.
Eric and Ivar. In case you still don't know who that is, they are the current NXT Tag Team Champions.
War
Raiders, formerly known as War Machine. Rowe and Hanson. They're on Raw, and they don't even have cool names. Yeah.
You know, and I've had time. I tweeted to WWE, what the fuck were you guys thinking, pardon my language, but that's what I tweeted to them. Ding. But then I've had a few days to mull it over and think about it. And if you think about it, then switching him to the name Viking Experience, as stupid as the name is, it saves them from being able to. So it makes it to where if they ever leave WWE, they can still use War Machine or War Raiders.
The thing here is, I think the main reason they changed their names is because now they're on live TV in front of the entire world, and I don't know if they necessarily want a huge crowd of multi-thousand yelling war.
It's still going to happen.
Which, that was a fail, because as soon as they got in the ring, the entire arena was chanting war.
Dog.
Yeah. something like an old truck or something.
Yeah, an old truck.
Or a school bus. Anyway, back to Raw. More stuff happened. You know, Rey Mysterio came over.
Yeah.
I guess Samoa Joe
Yeah.
is on Raw.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's the United States champion, and since the Intercontinental Championship's now on SmackDown.
Which, spoiler alert, Finn Balor went to SmackDown.
We haven't gotten there yet. I'm sorry. That's on me. Anyway, so yeah, but we had a few big names come over to Raw. AJ Styles being a very notable name. And then we had SmackDown, where we saw they split up the Riot Squad, split up Sasha and Bayley, split up Gable and Rude.
Which I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm not really, because I really that's a good gimmick for Chad Gable.
I really didn't like the team.
I thought they were okay.
I mean, they were okay, but I mean,
Now Chad Gable's just going to be American Alpha again.
he could be the new Kurt Angle. He could be managed by Kurt Angle now.
That's a good idea. Hey Vince, are you listening? Vince, do you watch this show?
And Vince, if you are listening, get the hookup. I mean,
Put us on the network.
no, don't even put us on the network. Just hook us up with primo seats for WrestleMania. I'm talking like row 1, 2.
Not even 2, row 1.
Hey, I'm
Vince.
taking whatever we can get.
Vince, at least backstage at WrestleMania,
Yeah,
free
backstage.
catering.
Yeah.
Put us on the
I
card.
say there is room on the screen for WWE.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it looked great in that corner or
Maybe
that corner.
Maybe the bottom right, like it always is on the
Or
WWE
just, you know,
broadcast.
kinda-
We move the sleeper hold logo to the other side.
Or, you know what, I'll take one for the team. I'll take the WWE logo on the face.
Put it right
That
above
doesn't
us. I
sound so
mean,
good.
right over here.
Right.
He'll take it right on the face.
Oh.
Not just for WWE, anyone with enough money.
It reminds me of a story that we're gonna say for after the bell.
Road story.
Anyway,
Road story.
somewhat.
Okay.
Somewhat. It had to do with a week ago
Oh, okay.
when I was hanging out with people. Anyway, but yeah, SmackDown saw the gaining of Rey Mysterio. Or no, I'm sorry.
Rey Mysterio
So
went to
sorry,
Raw.
Elias. Elias was what I had in mind, and I just said Rey Mysterio
Got Rey Mysterio.
because
on
Elias
the line.
had a thing with Rey Mysterio.
Now I have a new reason to not watch SmackDown.
Anyway,
We all know Kluger secretly really wants to walk with Elias.
Elias was
I want
introduced
to walk
by
him
Vince.
off a pier.
Elias was introduced by Vince McMahon as, agreeably, the greatest acquisition in SmackDown Live history. And then he was interrupted by Roman Reigns, who punched Vince McMahon in the face, and then punched Elias in the face, and then speared Elias out of his boots, and then left.
No, he didn't just leave. He announced that SmackDown Live was
it's
his yard.
now. It's his yard. Guess what? Heavy Machinery are there too.
Yeah. Eric Young made it over to Raw.
Eric Young went over to Raw. Alexander Wolf quit WWE. Luke Harper requested his release. And he wasn't even part of the Superstar Shakeup. He never even returned from injury.
Yes, he did.
Well, Worlds Collide.
Yeah, he did Wolf Collide at
that thing.
Access. He wrestled Dominik Dijakovic.
That's how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Dijakovic.
Okay, that's nice.
See, it pays to watch NXT.
Luke Harper had one match after injury and then said, see ya. Everyone is leaving WWE.
Yeah,
and Vince McMahon does not know what to do.
I don't think Vince McMahon's approving anybody leaving right at this moment.
The Revival have tried to leave. Sasha's trying to leave. Alexander Wolf, Luke Harper.
Which, you know, let's be honest, we can do without Alexander Wolf.
Alexander Wolf had like one main roster match.
Maybe.
I think it was on a SmackDown. Sanity wrestled once.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it was Sanity against something to do with The Miz right before WrestleMania.
Okay, then 2 main roster matches because I remember they had a 6-man tag I think with the New Day.
Yeah.
And Eric Young was nowhere even to be found during that match. Mike Kanellis is somehow still employed by WWE and doesn't even do anything.
Apparently, he gets more camera time on 205 Live now.
Does he?
Apparently, I won't watch it.
I don't either. I haven't heard a thing about it. Maria
Another
Kanellis.
reason to not watch 205 Live.
Maria Kanellis is that
No, Maria Kanellis is the reason to watch 205.
I know, but I can do without Mike.
I'm just mute.
Well, that's what I do with Elias already. Pretty soon here, I'm just going to be muting all of, SmackDown and 205 Live.
mute all of Raw because then all of SmackDown because Byron Saxton starts talking.
Oh God, can we get rid of him? Bring the analyst on as
Come
your
on,
commentator.
Vince. Vince, you already watched this show. I know you do. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's get him on commentary.
Maybe I should wear a suit to the house show so they're like,
You
you know
should.
what? Our announcer got sick last minute.
He's
I
a
need
pretty
someone in a suit.
He's a pretty sharp dressed man.
He looks good. He could fit the part.
Let's give him a shot.
Let's give him a shot. Greg Hamilton admitted last year that guy is the only ring announcer that isn't as good as him. Wait, no. Greg Hamilton said last year that
Look at it,
he's
right?
the only ring announcer better than that guy. There we go.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the task.
Back to what we were talking about. Bailey's on SmackDown now. Ember Moon's on SmackDown now. Kairi Sane's on SmackDown now.
Which I thought it was kind of interesting, them pairing up Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Oh yes.
Which fulfills one portion of my prophecy before I went to WrestleMania. The last episode I was on the air with, I made a prediction that Kairi Sane come next year would be on the main roster. We just need that other half. The other half being including the pirate ship at Raymond James Stadium into her entrance.
It's gonna happen, I'm sure.
It's I'm half right.
So
gotta wait.
far.
We just
just
gotta
have to wait a year.
Right, we just gotta wait till next March to find out if she's gonna be on WrestleMania.
But then we've also got, what else do we have? Oh, Buddy Murphy's on SmackDown.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy's on SmackDown now. Cedric Alexander's on Raw. There was 3 new signings at the.
One of which I'm gonna kind of give myself credit. One of which I ring announced in one of his final indie appearances 2 months ago.
Yep.
Good old Mr. Shane Strickland.
Swerve. Him. Kushida from New
Kushida,
Japan.
yeah.
And Hector Garza Jr. No, I don't know much
Someone.
about him. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't.
All I know is I ring announced one of them.
The 2 I know is Kushida and Shane Strickland. I got to see his very last match on the Indies.
I got to see one of his very last matches on the Indies. I got to announce it too, which was fun.
Yeah.
Not just for Austin Theory. Austin Theory is a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's basically all that really interestingly happened on Raw and SmackDown.
Pretty much.
Oh, Lacey Evans got beat by Natalya, or did she beat Natalya?
I do know
Lacey
that
Evans had a match with Natalya. Let us know how it ended in the comments below. That's about it.
But
Raw and SmackDown. We've got a house show coming up this weekend. I think I'll cover, kind of tie it into my indie stuff, I guess.
yeah, you can be our correspondent on the scene.
I'll be the WWE correspondent. I do plan on getting there early to try to, maybe ask some WWE superstars if they'd like to be guests on our show here. And
That'd be awesome.
it's not going to happen, but
You never know, they could join us via satellite on Skype. Just have to figure out a way
That's
to
very
get Skype into this.
all we have to do is agree to never, ever, ever in our entire history talk about AEW.
Well, okay, I mean, I can do that.
I guess.
I'd probably have to stop covering New Japan and
I
Ring
don't
of
know
Honor.
so much about New Japan and Ring of Honor. They're mainly worried about AEW.
Well, true.
Anyway,
Anywho.
so I think it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, Well, I'm going over tonight. I feel it's pretty topical because they're starting to air it already on Access TV which, if you don't know, they on Friday and Saturday nights they show New Japan on Access TV.
Yeah.
They started last week showing the G1 Supercard, which they kind of showed the matches are kind of out of order.
Okay.
Yeah, really way out of order. Like this week they're supposed to be showing the main event for this episode is supposed to be Okada and Jay White. Or no, it was the ladder match for the Ring of Honor World Title. But we had it was Madison Square Garden, legit sellout. It was a pretty big crowd, one of the biggest crowds I've ever been a part of. So it was kind of cool.
Very nice.
Bigger than WrestleMania?
I would say probably on par with WrestleMania. At least a better show.
Better show, I'm sure. I'm sure
Shots
of that.
fired.
The main event probably didn't get screwed up. I remember you went into that saying, this is not a main event I'm going to walk out on.
And I didn't.
You probably wish you did, though.
No.
No?
I enjoyed the match.
You were part of history.
I was.
Say that, yeah.
Yeah. No, I did not walk out. I enjoyed the match.
Oh,
And
yeah,
now
it
we
was
won't-
enjoyable
I was
until
doing
the
And
end.
now we won't see Rousey for quite a few months.
Yeah.
She's on her impregnation vacation, as she
Yeah.
calls it.
And she just had hand surgery. She's expected to be out for at least a year.
I can make a comment, but it would not be proper for these airwaves, so I will save that for after the bell.
Let's just say the hand injury may tie in with the impregnation vacation.
He said that, not me.
I don't know. I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you.
I
Anyway.
don't think it was for carpal tunnel.
Anyway, at G1 Supercard, they had a couple pre-show matches just to get the crowd pumped up and excited for the main card. The first match was a 30-man honor rumble, and this rumble was kind of weird because they didn't exactly time the entrance coming out correctly.
Okay.
And a lot of times the wouldn't air at the right time. Sometimes the wrestler would be coming out the entranceway, then you hear the
That was her key to get back behind the curtain. Walk down too early.
Anyway, the winner of the Honor Rumble gets a title shot against the Ring of Honor World Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Entrance number 1 and number 2 was Minoru Suzuki. He entered at number 2, which, God, I would not want to be in the ring with that man. Anyway, and then number 1 was Kenny King.
I can only ask why.
If you've seen a Minoru Suzuki match, you would know why.
That's
You've
scary.
got homework.
That's scary. That's scary.
You've got homework, my friend.
I'm being assigned
for this
homework.
week.
It's spring break.
It's simple homework. It's homework you'll enjoy. Go on YouTube, search Minoru Suzuki versus Asuka.
Man, I'm Asuka.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Oh, no.
And I expect a...
You're not giving me a James Ellsworth match, are you?
No, this is not a James Ellsworth match. Anyway, there was a lot of surprises in the Honor Rumble, one of which was the great Haku.
Haku.
Another big surprise, the great Muda.
The great mover.
Yeah. Which I kind of...
You met him, didn't
Yes,
you?
I did. Very nice man. Really didn't quite understand when, it's like thinking, he pretty much knows only Japanese. So.
Oh, yeah.
And he was kind of seated right next to Tajiri.
Wow.
Super nice guy, though.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the winner of the Honor Rumble and getting the title opportunity against the Ring of Honor World Champion is Kenny King. Played it smart. He was entrant number 1. Hit it in the ring, came out the last after everybody thought that the Rumble was over, and the last 2 men was Jushin Thunder Liger and the Great Muta, which, if you know anything about Japanese wrestling, that is a huge feud.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was.
I'm sure.
Anyway, so he came out from underneath the ring, eliminated Liger and Muta, thus getting the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship title opportunity.
How rude.
And we moved to our second pre-show match, which it's a 6 women tag match.
That was only the first pre-show match?
Yeah, it went on for a good. There was 30 guys, and they were going through their 30 guys a lot quicker than WWE.
I'm sure.
The next match was I'm gonna pronounce these names. I'm probably gonna butcher them, but it is what it is. The second pre-show match saw Kagetsu, Hazuki, and Jenny Rose defeat Sumi Sakai, Hana Kimura, and Stella Gray in a 6-woman tag match. That takes us up to our opening match on the main card, which was the New York City Street Fight Open Challenge, which initially, as we had, mentioned, it was accepted by Juice Robinson. Well, after the 6-women tag match, they showed a video package of Juice Robinson. No, take it back. It was in between the Honor Rumble and the women's match. Showed a video package of Juice Robinson being attacked in his locker room. So initially, Flip Gordon comes out. Now, the Flip Gordon, it was estimated he was going to be out for a while with a knee injury. Well, he returned that night to accept the challenge from Bully Ray. Well, it ended up turning into a 6-man New York City street fight.
What?
Yep. Bully Ray was Bully Ray, Silas Young, and Shane Taylor taking on Juice Robinson, Mark Haskins, and Flip Gordon. And Juice Robinson, Haskins, and Flip Gordon picked up the win.
Okay.
Which takes us to our next match, which was Roosh versus Dalton Castle. That was a very quick match. That was over in about 30 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah. Which also saw Dalton Castle turning on the boys.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to do it myself.
He turned on the boys.
Hold on, that can be taken many different ways if you're not a wrestling fan and don't know who the boys are. Oh yeah, Dalton Castle always turns on the boys.
Anyway, which takes us to our first title match of the evening. For the Women of Honor Championship, we saw Kelly Klein defeat Mayu Iwatani to gain the Women of Honor Championship belt.
Defeated Yori Iwatani.
Mayu Iwatani.
Yori Iwatani? Or Mai Iwatani.
Mayu, M-A-Y-U. That's her name.
Mai Iwatani.
Iwatani, yes.
Or
Next match. Moving right along, the next match was title versus title matches. Jeff Cobb defeated Will Ospreay to become not only to retain his Ring of Honor television champion, he is now also the New Japan or IWGP Never Open Weight champion. Which, moving right along to our next match, was a triple threat match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, as Dragon Lee defeated Taiji Ishimori and Bandito, which was, I can honestly say, that was my first match. First time seeing Bandito live. It was really awesome.
Oh yeah, he's very good.
Yeah. And that takes us up to our next title match, as the Gorillas of Destiny defeated PCO and Brody King, the Briscoes, and Evelyn Sonata, which there was quite a bit of controversy circling around this match, because as the Gorillas of Destiny were standing victorious in the middle of the ring holding both sets of titles, Enzo and Cass come up through the crowd.
That's what happened.
And then you look over and you see them getting the beating of a lifetime from Bully Ray and the Briscoes.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, and that and I feel bad for the next match, because it took a lot of the crowd's attention away from that next match because they're all on their phones looking, okay, was this legit? What's going on? Which the next match was a really good match. It was Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi, which Zack Sabre Jr.
That had to be good.
picked up the W, yet retained his British Heavyweight Championship for Rev Pro. And we got the the typical Taka Michinoku promo telling people just to tap out. Next match was Kota Ibushi. He challenged Naito for his Kota Ibushi challenged Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, and he picked up the win.
Awesome.
So he is the new Intercontinental Champion.
Yes, Kota Ibushi wins always. He's like the only Japanese wrestler I know outside of WWE.
Well, technically, he was in WWE for a short spell.
Well,
He was in the Cruiserweight Classic. In fact, I think he made it to the finals. Him and Zack Sabre both. Zack Sabre Jr. both were in the Cruiserweight Classic.
but yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, the finals ended up being TJP versus Grand Metalik.
Right.
That was stupid.
But the last four was Metalik, TJP, Kota Ibushi,
Should have been
and
Kota
Zack
Ibushi.
Sabre Jr.
Should have been Kota Ibushi. I wanted Kota Ibushi to win.
Which takes us to our pre-main event. This one is for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship
Laura,
in a triple threat ladder match.
heavyweight
Championship. Which
championship.
saw the champion Jay Lethal defend his title against Marty Scurll and Matt Taven.
Okay.
And it kills me to say this, but Matt Taven picked up the win. He is the new
What?
Ring of Honor World
He
Champion.
can leave.
So, Kenny King, for winning the Honor Rumble, gets a match against Matt Taven. I'm assuming he's going to do it here soon. I don't really know. And our main event of the evening for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, which saw the champion Switchblade Jay White taking on Okada, and Okada picked up the W. And
Isn't he the one that? Oh no, that's Kushida.
That's
we just
Kushida.
got.
Okada.
What isn't there? Wasn't there like a Japanese wrestler named Kushida Okada?
No.
That'd be a perfect ring name, and they're just using a first name and a last name.
Well, Okada has a first name, but it's kind of different. His name is Kazuchika.
Kazuchika Okada, that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember
just
that
to make
now.
things simple, everybody just refers to him as Okada. But Okada is now the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He is now I think it's the 69th or the 70th IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Which this is kind of cool. When right before an IWGP Heavyweight title match, they show a nice little video package showing every single person that's held the title. So when they were showing the video package, you could tell the ones that the fan they really recognized, because they showed Brock Lesnar, they showed AJ Styles, they showed I believe they showed Finn Balor. But the ones that they really knew is the ones that they were really got the loudest for.
Oh, I'm sure.
A lot of people, they got loud, but they booed Brock Lesnar.
Well, duh. Duh. I saw that one coming from a mile away.
But they really cheered for AJ Styles and Kenny Omega.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt it was topical to go ahead and cover it tonight, since they were showing it on Access TV both last week and this week. They're both been 2-hour special episodes.
Well, that's cool. Nice.
Took in some independent wrestling over this past week. Took in a little bit of that, in addition to caught up on some pay-per-views that I purchased for WrestleMania week, and then we were too busy. I didn't get a chance to watch. So I watched them this week.
They were very good.
Which, had area representation. One of the shows had Gary J versus Jake Parnell.
Yep.
The other one had Jake Lander.
Jake Wayne?
Yeah.
Danny Adams, a guy that's
Danny
actually
Adams.
on one of these results that I'm about to read off here.
Okay, well, over to you.
Alrighty, well, This past weekend was the Proving Ground Pro Ryan Buckley Memorial Tournament, the 5th annual Ryan Buckley Memorial Tournament. It was definitely a lot of fun. We had, in the first round, the first match, we saw Paco Gonzalez defeat Kevin Giza. We saw Derek Neal defeat Shane Saber. AJ Gray defeated Tyler Matrix. The Truth, AJ Gray.
Truth.
Yes, exactly.
Is the truth better than the lie?
It's better than Ron Killings. Anyway.
I'll take it.
Jake Durden in a defense of the Cutting Edge Championship and a rematch from when Jake Durden won the Cutting Edge Championship. He defended against Mike Outlaw successfully in the first round. And then we took a quick break between the first and second rounds in a franchise championship match for the vacant title. It saw Dan Liplock, Danny Adams, Baracus, and Vic Capri all four go at it. Baracus. See, think of Mississippi Madman,
Okay.
maybe in his prime.
Okay.
Plus,
You say
maybe
Baracus.
minus a little bit of wrestling skill, minus a few pounds.
You say Baracus, I think A-Team. B.A. Baracus, Mr. T. I pay the fool.
A bit of the food. That might be where he got it from. Anyway, so Baracus was actually the first eliminated. The big old man in the match got eliminated first.
Really?
By Dan Liplock.
Oh, I bet there was a certain manager there that loved that was.
Well, listen, okay. I was walking around the ring, and Dan Liplock was talking to the referee because he was trying to reason with the referee. Like, hey, this is a championship match, has to be a winner. Can't count me out on the ropes. It's a 4-way match anyway. And it was a lucha scramble, so you had to tag in and out. So basically, at all times, it was a one-on-one. But still, it was a 4-way. So Dan Liplock was just reasoning, saying, hey, listen, all right, man, you got to give me some time. There has to be a winner. Really shouldn't be any count-outs either. And as Dan Liplock was doing that, I was trying to reason with the ref too. I was behind the ref's back. I was saying, yeah, ref, you do that. And all of a sudden, I tripped over something, you know? I tripped, and Vic Capri, who was signed by WWE for a short time in the Attitude Era, he was hung up on the second rope, and I tripped, and I went to grab the nearest thing to catch my fall, and I accidentally choked Vic Capri on the second rope for a good 5 to 7 seconds. But hey, it was
purely accidental.
yeah. I tripped over, and
I don't buy that for a second.
Not asking you to buy it because it's free, my friend. Anyway, so there was part where Baracus had hit Danny Adams with an Uranagi inside the ring. And he was celebrating. He was like, yeah, I'm the big man now. And, I almost tripped again.
How do you almost trip?
And when I almost tripped, or when I caught my foot on the ground,
Okay.
I accidentally leaped forward. So I almost slid into the ring, and I went to kind of push myself
you fell
out.
forward, or
I fell forward, but I came off the ground in a jumping motion. I got half of my body into the ring, and I tried to push myself out by using Baracus's big boot. And so I grabbed Baracus's boot accidentally, of course, and he got distracted. He turned around and he was like, "Hey."
Am I the only one that sees something wrong with this?
yeah.
Because how do you accidentally fall into the ring?
Either way,
He tripped, fell, landed in the ring.
Baracus was the one who wasn't thinking right and let himself get distracted and looked at me. And as Dan Liplock tried to capitalize, Baracus turned around, saw Dan Liplock there, and threw him through the ropes onto the apron. Picked him up and went to suplex him into the ring. And my clumsiness, I almost tripped and fell again. And I grabbed Baracus' boot so I wouldn't fall over. And Dan Liplock just so happened to have that opening to reverse into a crossbody. And as I
How convenient.
Yeah.
As I plunged to the floor, I grabbed Baracus' boot again and accidentally held it to the mat for
How many times did
Coincidentally-
you grab that boot?
coincidentally 3 seconds went by as I held onto his boot. Danny Adams almost fell too. I almost tripped him.
He's got a finish.
Me and Danny Adams both almost tripped at the same time. Grabbed both of Baracus' boots
Float your boat.
for a solid 3 seconds. That's so coincidentally, and he got eliminated.
So let me see if I get this. You tripped and accidentally fell into the ring, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
I didn't accidentally fall into the ring 3 times. I just tripped and fell like 4 times.
And grabbed
Just one of those
Baracus'
times,
boot.
yes. 3 times was Baracus' boot. You forgot the 1 time that was Vic Capri. Anyway, so Baracus wasn't happy about the pinfall.
I wonder why.
After he was eliminated, this is completely illegal, and I'm talking to Dan Liplock's lawyers, and I'm talking to the promoter of PGP. Baracus should have gotten out of the ring and been a fair sport and walked away because everything was an accident. But he picks up Dan Liplock and hits him with that thunderous double choke bomb, and
I think
got out of the ring. And Danny Adams, that conniving little sneak, slid into the ring and pinned Dan Liplock.
I think I need to go talk to the officials at PGP to kind of keep you in the locker room.
That
Dan Liplock.
Dumb
'Cause
referee
seem
Sean
like-
O'Brien, let that happen.
It seems like you have a problem standing. Are you sure you wasn't hitting a little grandpa's old cough syrup?
I didn't see any cough syrup in that locker room. Okay, I'm
You
sorry.
know,
I don't.
mean,
I don't
you're-
need that
you're
stuff.
falling a lot.
I don't
and
need
I'm
that stuff.
concerned. I think
I
you
don't.
should
I don't
stay-
need that stuff.
I think you should, stay in the locker room if you're going to be,
I don't need that stuff at all. No. Anyway, so we're gonna move on to the second round of the tournament. We had Derek Neal defeat Paco Gonzalez and Jake Durden defeat AJ Gray, which would mean the finals is Jake Durden versus Derek Neal. In the main event, Jake Durden defeated Derek Neal to win the Ryan Buckley Memorial Tournament. And here's the thing. Cutting Edge champion Jake Durden now has a shot at the franchise champion, which I didn't even finish up that match, Vic Capri.
Interesting.
And then we also had Tag Team Championship Alpha Omega, which is Camaro Jackson and Kenny Alfonso, defeated Diamonds Are Forever, which was Mark Wheeler and Kobe Durst to retain the titles. So very fun times at PGP.
Sounds like it. But
CIPW,
I still think, the officials at PGP kind of need to get you some assistance if you're going to keep, tripping and falling. I think we need to
it
get
was
you
an
a
off night.
walker.
It was an off night. Okay, I had a long flight. I was tired. I was
At
sleep
least
deprived.
Yeah, a little cane.
Little pimp stick.
Either way.
Got to get our friends.
We also had CIPW on Saturday night. I don't know the full results from that show. So
So-
I'll give you the bits and pieces that I know.
Okay.
Brian Ely, in his first CIPW match in about 3 years, defeated Eli Wilder.
Okay.
We had Chase Brooks, Sage Ramsey, and Guy Smith defeat Stephen Bishop, John Napier, and Ray Rogers.
Okay.
And in the we also had Tom Arson defeat DC Shaw. Tom Arson, I believe, his first ever match in CIPW, at least under the Tom Arson name. And then the main event, you might know this name, you might too. KC Jackson retained the heavyweight championship against Dan the Man.
It seems like Casey Jackson's on a quest for the gold.
I mean, he's the PWA Regional Heavyweight Champion, the CIPW Heavyweight Champion.
He's collecting belts.
I mean, they're not the same person, but I mean, they've been confused for one another. I mean, Hada is the tag team champion in PWA, and John Napier is the Illinois State champion in CIPW.
Fascinating.
That's right. Anyway, we're on to PWA May 11th. May 11th, PWA will present the Grand Wrestling Spectacle number 9, live from the 8th Street Gym, 1401 North 8th Street, Springfield, Illinois. Adults are $15, kids 6 to 12 are $12, kids 5 and under are always free.
Always.
Doors open to the general public at 6:30 p.m. Showtime 7 o'clock p.m. There will be a meet and greet at 5:30 before the show for $40. You can meet Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump, former WWE Tag Team Champion, former superstar from the NWO, Scott Steiner.
I
Definitely.
believe he's also heavyweight champion at one point.
Former heavyweight champion somewhere.
One half of the tag team Steiner brothers with his brother Rick Steiner.
That's right. Big Papa Pump. Scott
Maybe-
Steiner.
You know, do we think that the PWA board of directors can arrange it to where we could have Steiner put him in the Steiner recliner?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure
no.
Attitude Inc. would like it.
No, that's Attitude Inc. would like that, okay? But we're not here to please Attitude Inc. We're here to please the PWA fans.
I'm sure they'd pay $1 or $2 to see that.
I don't think so. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. It definitely will be. For $40 at 5:30 p.m. on show day, you can get a meet and greet, of course, with Scott Steiner, which includes signed 8x10, a picture opportunity with Scott Steiner, a Q&A with Scott Steiner, and you get to pick before the general public wherever you want to sit for the Grand Wrestling Spectacle. Excuse me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely, you can buy meet and greet tickets at the door at 5:30 on the day of PWA's Grand Wrestling Spectacle, or online at tiny.cc/PWATIX. It's going to be a lot of fun, most definitely. Main event, we'll see Casey Jackson defend the regional heavyweight title in a 3-way dance against Jimmy Carrot and Cardini. That's his name.
The great Cardini.
The great Cardini, who put Jimmy Carrot through a table, so you best believe Jimmy Carrot's going to go right after him.
I
Or
don't know who's
KC.
going to go after first.
I don't know who Jimmy Carrot. Oh, I don't know.
Question.
I think Casey Jackson might just spill out of the ring and
Let them two fight it
let
out.
them two fight it out for a little bit. Yeah. Either way, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I agree.
But also in 2 days, Saturday is No, it's not.
No.
WWE live here
It
in
would be
Springfield,
awesome,
Illinois.
yes, but no.
PWWE live.
At the former PCCC,
PCCC.
which is now the BOSC.
PCCC presents PWWE live
In SPI.IL.
at SPI.IL. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time because the main event for the last time ever in Springfield, Illinois, second to last time ever in WWE for now, we're going to see Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin taking on for the last time in Springfield, at least for now, The Shield, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. Also appearing WWE Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor. We've got Bayley, Elias, Raw Tag Team Champions Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, and many, many more.
On the ad now completely on the ad for the show they do use Braun Strowman, so there's a
Oh
possibility.
yeah,
we could
Braun
see
Strowman's bound to be there. Braun
We
Strowman did not change brands.
We all. Ooh, that's right. That's right. We also may see Sasha Banks because she is on the poster as well.
Well, yes.
We could see Lacey Evans. We could see Becky Two Belts.
We could see Becky Two Belts. We could see Natalia.
Possibilities are endless.
Well, not really. I don't think we're going to see Ronda Rousey or Brock Lesnar or
No,
Charlotte.
the possibilities are endless.
At WWE Live in Springfield, Illinois, perhaps not.
This Saturday.
We shall
This
see.
Saturday night, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's always a
Anyway.
good time when WWE comes to town.
That's
It'd
right.
be
You
even
get to-
better time if it was actually a Raw or a SmackDown.
Yeah, a live Raw, a live SmackDown. side note, if you're one of the decision makers at the BOS Center and you're watching, please bring us a taping, bring us a Raw, bring us a SmackDown.
Bring us some NXT. I don't care.
Yes, all of that. Bring us.
BOS
some
Center
Ring of
hasn't
Honor.
had a television taping since early
WCW.
2000s.
Bring us some
WCW.
AEW.
WCW Thunder.
Yep.
Bring us some AEW.
Bring something.
Bring us some sort of television tape.
Well, if it's Raw or SmackDown, it's going to be live,
Exactly.
so it wouldn't be a tape. Well,
Well,
technically
they still call it tapings because they do tape it and then upload it later on Hulu.
touche.
Anyway, I think that's about all we have.
Yep.
On this edition of the Sleeper Hole, it's been fantastic. For the Couganator, for the Insider Eric Seidler, I've been the Analyst Robert Leach. We'll be back here next week for results from WWE Live here in Springfield, results from Raw and SmackDown, and whatever indie stuff happens,
Yep.
or insider stuff. It's been fantastic. We'll see you next week where there are no disqualifications on the topics of Falls Count Anywhere. Everybody, say bye.
Say bye.
Ah.